Hi, I'm Kevin Baugh. I'm currently the club treasurer for the UVA. Wanted to do a video today about the rules that we follow in the club. I wanted to refer you first to a video that's already posted out on the UVA site that was a UVA field tour done by Reed Buckner. He covers a lot of the what's and whys and how we behave and interact out here for safety and other things. But I wanted to point out the rules that are here on the board at the Flying Club here in Saratoga Springs. And as I thought about these things, I thought, well, I think we have three primary reasons for having our rules. First and foremost, we want to ensure our safety, the safety of those who are here with us, our guests, visitors, people walking down the walking path, people in the neighborhoods in the area. We don't want to hurt anybody. Second reason for the rules is to protect the property. We want to avoid crashing into vehicles and other people's airplanes, even crashing our own airplanes. And again, the neighborhoods in the area need to be safe from us as best we can manage. And then the final reason, which is primarily what we're going to talk about today, is just operational reasons. We need rules to facilitate the operations here and how we interact with each other, treat each other fairly, give each other a chance to fly, not dominate the place and take over and make people uncomfortable in the way we behave here. So that's why you have the rules. I wanted to start, so we have here on the board the Academy of Model Aeronautics National Model Aircraft Safety Code. And as an AMA affiliated club, we agree to abide by these rules. As AMA members, we agree to abide by these rules. And as club members, we agree to abide by these rules. And one thing about that's a pretty small document, but it does refer to the safety handbook of the AMA, and the link to that is on the bottom if you need to get into more detail on any specific topics. We also have our Airfield rules and operational rules. These are club rules specifically that we're able to set up and define the way we want to. And first of all, I want to encourage everybody just to take a minute and read these rules. And I'll just say, by observing behavior out here, it's pretty clear to tell sometimes that there's people who have never read the rules, or they're aware of the rules and choose not to abide by the rules. And again, that puts us at risk in various ways. So the one I want to talk about primarily today is, first of all, every rule is simple and straightforward, but it implies more things. If you stop and think about the spirit of the rule, it often goes beyond what's just indicated. But rule number 7 here on our operational rules says, pilots shall make appropriate announcements when taking off, landing, or emergency situations. Touch and goes must be announced. So the spirit of that rule is when you're out at the flight line, you're communicating with each other. All the pilots are letting each other know what's going on. You're there flying your airplane. You got your eyes on your radio and your airplane, and you don't see when people are coming and going. You don't see when they're on the runway. You don't know when they're planning to land unless they tell you. So one of the reasons we stand behind the flight line, we have this fence out there that's 30 feet long, 40 feet long, and all the pilots should be standing behind that fence, both as a guard for your shins and knees, as well as to keep us close enough together that we can communicate. So we're here at the pilot station. There's a couple of reasons for having the pilot station. First of all, we have this fence here. I've been standing here flying when somebody took off, lost control, and smashed their big gasser airplane right into the fence right in front of my legs. So I was glad to have the fence there. So safety is the reason to have the fence here. The reason to have these pilot stations here is so that we're close enough to each other to communicate and tell each other what's going on. So again, you imagine you're flying here, you got your hands on your controller, you got your airplane in the air over this way, and your eyes are on that airplane. If you take your eyes off the airplane to see what's going on around you, sometimes you don't find your airplane again, and down you go. So you don't want to have to take your eyes off your airplane. So you need people to tell you what's going on, people who are around you, and you need to reciprocate, to communicate with others what's going on. So we need to announce when we're coming out on the runway. We need to announce when we're taking off, which direction we're taking off. We need to announce when we're landing. We need to announce touch and goes, low passes. It's always nice to indicate, again, direction and speed. If you're going to go to a fast pass, a low pass, all those kind of things. So people don't have to try to keep an eye on every airplane that's in the air. So that's why we need to be here. It is easy to get spread out along here. That's a rule we don't follow very well, but there are good reasons for it. So let's try to get to the pilot station, communicate, and let each other know what's going on. So once you're on the runway or in the waiting area over there, again, if there's fewer than 4 airplanes in the air, you're allowed to go up, but it's nice courtesy to check with people. It's okay if I go up? There may be somebody that's on the last bit of their battery and they haven't announced their landing yet, but they're just about to. So you want to check with them. Other times people are just nervous about having that many airplanes in the air. Sometimes people want the air to themselves. Maybe they're doing a maiden, they're new pilots, whatever. So just check in with them and make sure it's okay that you go up. And then as you get out of the runway, announce you're entering the runway, announce your takeoff and direction so everybody knows what's going on and you're ready to take off. Then we want to announce our landings, touch and goes, low passes, anything that gets in the area of the runway to help each other avoid each other, not have any mishaps with our airplanes. A couple of rules that aren't written that are maybe most important are, number one, just have a great time. We're here to have fun. We don't want any of these rules to ruin the fun, but cutting your fingers off and running into other people's cars isn't what I call fun. So those safety rules to protect people and property are important, and maintain the fun, ensure the fun. So have fun. And the other rule is just enjoy the other people who are here, whether it be experienced pilots that you can learn some things from, or newer pilots that you can teach a couple of things to and just help them kind of navigate all the things that they need to work through as they start up in this nice hobby. And just talking to people who walk by, ride by as they're going down this walking trail out here, that will often stop by and have questions and just want to know about the hobby. So just be good to each other and enjoy your time here. Thanks.